All right, guys, welcome back into another NFL DFS video. My name is Polzin with 905 Sports. Going to be breaking down the Week 9 ownership leverage. As always, I want to remind you guys, this is ownership leverage. This is supposed to be actionable information, okay? And I do want to remind you guys as well, ownership updates throughout the day, throughout the weekend, and up until lineup lock, okay? This is the projected ownership as it sits right now, okay? It's going to change. I want you guys to know that. So I'm going to try to give you guys as much actionable information as possible here based off of the ownerships that we have, which is part of the ownership leverage tool that I'm going to be showing you guys. But I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to be doing this video kind of play this guy, not that guy type of thing, just to make it faster and easier to absorb the information. Okay, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to give me a like and subscribe. That helps me be able to help you guys out trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before the new year. We're getting close there, but also need to pick it up. So if you guys can, give us a subscribe. That helps. All right, let's get into the ownership leverage. All right, so starting with the quarterback position, the highest projected owned quarterbacks on the slate are going to be Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. Some people are liking that matchup like I did, which kind of makes me not like him. We got Kyler Murray popping up. That makes sense. Derek Carr, that's a little bit shocking. I don't get that one. Maybe people are like expecting regression back to the mean, where had a terrible game last game, expect him to play better this game because of that. I don't really know. Okay, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Okay, that all makes sense. So really what I see here, guys, would be that instead of playing like Derek Carr or really anyone, even Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to be that high owned, really instead of playing any of those guys, if you're not paying up for Josh Allen, just go with one of these scrambling quarterbacks. Tyler Heineke, Justin Fields, Marcus Mariota. Those guys all make a lot of sense. So like Taylor Heineke gets a good matchup going against the Minnesota Vikings. Like he should be a guy that does well. Now, yes, he got elevated a little bit last week because of a scrambling touchdown late in the game. Okay. They were lucky to get the ball back in that game as well. Indy pretty much had a first down that they didn't get at the end of the game. I'm sure Colts fans are like, yeah, that was kind of BS watching this, but like he could be a good play. Let's look at Marcus Mariota, another one of those quarterbacks that does rush the ball a little bit, does have a good matchup going against the Chargers, a cheap price point for him. Then I do expect Justin Fields' ownership to get higher than this, guys. This is a low ownership projection here, like 2%. No, that should probably be 10%, and I would imagine it would be. I know he's looked bad, but he's been running the ball a lot. Gets a matchup with Miami, a defense that's been terrible. I expect him to be way higher owned than this, and if he's not, that is a great ownership leverage spot. Trevor Lawrence is looking like he's going to be properly owned. You know, he's a solid value play quarterback that you can make on this slate. All right, so taking a look at the running back projected ownership. Now, Joe Mixon, this cannot be, like, this is not going to happen. I can almost guarantee that. Joe Mixon looked terrible against the worst rush, second worst rush defense last week against Cleveland. Like I said on the Monday Night Football video, I'm like, if it doesn't happen for him this week, like they just have to look elsewhere. Now, sure, people might blame the O-line, but like you gotta look elsewhere. Like he just hasn't looked good. So like that is just terrible. You cannot play Joe Mixon at that ownership. And actually, I know the price difference is a lot different there, but I'd much rather just pay it for Austin Eckler. The receivers are banged up there, okay? And Michael Bandy, a preseason stud, is getting a lot of ownership, projected ownership right now because it's expected that Keenan Allen might sit, which, yes, that would mean Bandy's going to get some playing time, but that should just mean that Austin Eckler's role is cemented in there. Like he should be the highest owned running back on the slate at 20% because he probably is going to get 8 targets in this game. Sure, he sucked it on the ground, but at the same time, Atlanta Falcons just gave up 3 touchdowns to Deonta Foreman. Okay, like Austin Eckler should be the highest owned running back on the slate. If he's not, kind of like Derrick Henry last week, where if he's not the highest owned running back on the slate, take advantage of that, guys. Like Derrick Henry last week was just like mind blowing that he wasn't more chalky. He was like 20% owned. Should have been the highest owned player on the slate. Wasn't. I'm not going to like go that gung-ho about Austin Eckler as a play, but at the same time, should be 20% owned if all that stuff continues. And like Joe Mixon should not be that high owned. It's just crazy to me. Like in that same sense, guys, I would much rather pay Travis Etienne. Like he should be in the 20% projected ownership as well. There's no reason to like waste your time with Kenneth Walker going against the Cardinals. Mostert, that's a strange ownership as well. Like no, Travis Etienne gets an elite matchup. The snaps have been there. The usage has been there. Just play Travis Etienne. Like that is a great ownership leverage spot. I'll pull up Travis Etienne so you guys can see it. In a great matchup, had freaking 24 opportunities last game. Gonna get some targets. Great matchup. He's a player that you want to be going out of your way to play. Now, Rhamondre Stevenson could become a just spectacular ownership leverage play as well if Damian Harris is ruled out, okay? You guys are probably like, what do you mean if Damian Harris is ruled out? He's still being treated as a workhorse. Well, Damian Harris has missed the last 3 practices, and I do think Damian Harris is a solid runner. Like, he is just going to take away carries from Stevenson because he is a good runner. The other running backs in this offense are not. Okay, so they're not going to take away carries. So whereas Damian Harris might have a chance at a goal line touchdown, if he's out, that opportunity is going to go to Stevenson. So he could be a nice leverage spot as well for you guys if Harris is ruled out. But still, pretty high ownership. Like, it's okay. And I will say, like, if I need to go down cheap, guys, like, I'm not playing Mostert. I'm not playing Deonta Foreman. Like, you just don't need to make those plays. What you could do, and I expect this to get corrected as well, I'm guessing that if Cordero Patterson is active, which is why Algiers' projected ownership is this low, because people are assuming Cordero Patterson is going to be active, then yeah, sure, that makes somewhat sense. Probably still should be around 7 or 8, just given the matchup. Like, Tyler Algier has looked good. He hasn't looked great, I would say, but given the matchup with the Chargers, that is a matchup that you do want to chase. Okay, so like Tyler Algier at his current price point, a guy that gets his best matchup of the year thus far, would be someone you want to look at as well, because you should be able to take advantage of that matchup. All right. So this is something that's going to get updated as well. Like, I just don't see this happening. Michael Bandy, currently to be the highest projected own receiver on the slate. Like, that is just crazy. I think it's because Mike Williams is out. Keenan Allen's looking like he's going to sit. And then you have Josh Palmer currently questionable as well. So people right now have just put Bandy into that spot, into their lineups, which is part of the projections. If that holds true, guys, you could easily fade him for a better receiver play. And I'll show you guys him if he's active. Christian Watson at the same price point in a better matchup, about the same matchup, would be the play I'd want to go with. Okay, we've seen the explosiveness from him on that concussion that he had in the last week. Man, he had a lot of burst there. Fell forward. He's going to be tough to take down if he gets all the snaps, especially if Allen Lazard is inactive in that game. Then yeah, Christian Watson should get forced into some targets. This offense needs Watson's speed for some reason. That is just how it needs to operate. So I would much rather play a very low-owned Christian Watson than play a chalky Michael Bandy. Okay, because I think the upside, the ceiling, is much higher for Christian Watson than it is for Bandy. Now, don't get me wrong, Bandy was a preseason stud for us, so I get it, but that is just strange. Then just looking at guys, like, I would much rather just pay down for Justin Jefferson at about half the ownership than I would want to pay up for Cooper Kupp at that ownership as well. That'd be a route that I'd want to go. But that is it, guys. I told you guys it'd be a little bit quicker than it happened, so hopefully you enjoyed that coverage. If you did, you know what to do. Give me a like and subscribe. That helps me be able to help you guys. If you guys want access to the ownership leverage tool that you saw featured in this video, as well as all the other content available on 95 Sports, including the NFL DFS DraftKings lineup optimizer, that is available for $10 a month. Yes, you heard that right. The 95 membership. I price it that way for you guys. It's not for me. Okay, I want you guys to be able to have tools to help you succeed. All right, so if you guys want to, check it out. If not, like and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, let's keep cashing.